All Coronation Street spoilers for subsequent week as massive go-out is confirmed. Coronation Street is lining up a large week for Lou Michaelis withinside the wake of her devious behavior. Monday, July 21st. Things kick off on the motel whilst a visitor complains to Debbie. Rather than preserving subject's professional, she bites back. The gobsmacked visitor whips out his telecellsmartphone and begins offevolved filming her meltdown. Ryan notices the altercation and by some means manages to clean matters over through convincing the visitor to delete the footage. However, withinside the spur of the moment, Debbie vegetation a kiss on him. Later, a rattled Ryan opens as much as Ronnie approximately the kiss, admitting he is involved approximately Debbie's dementia. Meanwhile, Debbie clocks an injured Carl, and it is apparent that he has landed himself in warm water. Wasting no time, she gives her brother a few coins to get out of his sticky situation. At the jail, Lou is overjoyed to peer the girls, however is saddened that Brody hasn't followed Sally at the visit. She famous her plan to plead now no longer responsible, and asks Sal to take out a financial institution mortgage to fund her felony fees. Will she agree? Todd's on cloud nine whilst he tells Billy that matters with Theo could not be better. He's sooner or later snugged together along with his sexuality, and has spoken approximately the chance of them locating their personal region together. However, whilst Billy overhears Theo chatting to an antique workmate casually losing into communique that he were given a brand new lady in his lifestyles, it turns into obvious that Todd's perception could not be similarly from the truth. Theo is briefed to dismiss what he said, and claims he informed a touch white deceive maintain the peace with an antique mate. Later, whilst he sits down for meals with Todd on the bistro, he is taken aback to peer Noah arrive. The twisted conversion therapist fingers over a leaflet, inviting him to an assembly that might store his soul. Elsewhere, Dev tells Audie that he should not blame himself for the robbery. Boosted through his dad's words, he has a renewed rent of lifestyles and confesses to Lauren that he likes her and the pair proportion a kiss. Carla urges Lisa to retain remedy, at the same time as Michael reveals something interesting on his boss's laptop. Wednesday, July 23rd. Todd is livid to pay attention that Theo is being burdened through Noah. He reads over the leaflet and expenses to the network center with Billy to confront him. Gobsmacked that he is working towards conversion remedy on a member of St. Mary's congregation. Noah famous that Theo is someplace safe, inflicting Todd to lash out, and the brawl is recorded through one in every of Noah's followers. Elsewhere, having spoken with social services, Sally and Tim inform Brody that Lou has pleaded responsible and that she would love to peer him for a visit. The plats accumulate on the bistro for Audrey's birthday dinner. However, Sam cannot revel in his nighttime. Ryan tells Debbie that he becomes searching out for her and her subsequent assistant supervisor won't be as understanding. Plus, Dev offends Lauren through bringing up her dad's imprisonment, and attempts to make it as much as her. Friday, July 25th. Tyrone has to try to stall Abby whilst she plans to accompany Kevin to his chemotherapy appointment. As he sneaks out, he spots Carl and Fiona deep in communique withinside the ginnel. He's telling her approximately a flash motor he has been running on, and that they might cut up the earnings have to she scouse borrow it withinside the subsequent hour. Kevin is taken aback to peer Fiona dashing off withinside the vehicle, and whilst he tries to run after her, he turns into unwell. Glenda insists on taking him to the hospital. However, Kev performs it down. Carl isn't always off the hook 11, though he has a few extreme explaining to do together along with his brother, who is aware of that Fiona become the auto thief. Playing dirty, Carl says it is approximately time he confesses that he has been mendacity approximately his cancer. Across the road, David and Shona insist that Lily apologized to Sam when she admits that she locked her cousin out of the study room on purpose. He is livid. At the shop, Audie tells Dev that the coverage business enterprise have paid out for the robbery. However, Bernie quickly learns that he ignored a fee and consequently they may not get a penny. Dev famous that his aunt has given them £25,000 closer to their wedding. And Bernie bureaucracy a plan. suggesting they convey about the right forward. Will he agree? Elsewhere, Todd is added in for thinking over the attack on Noah. However is warmed, then Theo indicates a romantic nighttime together. Plus, Sally's mortified whilst she realizes that Joni and Shanice were pretending to be in jail like Lou, and Brody's thankful whilst Tim lands him a task on the garage. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.